young people in the audience. Nice to see y'all too. Well, let's tell you what's been going on, because it's a little, you'll see. Almost immediately after news broke about the shooting tragedy in Minnesota, misinformation flooded social media, claiming the alleged shooter had Democratic political affiliations. Now, GOP Senator Mike Lee posted some of these, and his colleague Senator Tina Smith directly confronted him about it. Take a look.
I said, you know, your message on social media showed the image of the man who killed my friend, potentially minutes before that happened, and your message was, this is what happens. You need to take responsibility and accountability for what you are saying and doing out there in the social media world. I don't think he's somebody who's used to being challenged, and I think he didn't quite know what to do. Words have consequences, and his words have a ton of consequence, and he should own that.
So, but not everyone is taking this message to heart. Take a look.
Have you called the governor yet, or been able to speak to any of them?
I'm going to call him. He appointed this guy to the position. I think the governor of Minnesota is so whacked out. I'm not calling him. Why would I call him? I could call him and say, hi, how you doing? The guy doesn't have a clue. He's a mess. So, I can be nice and call him, but why waste time?
So the children of the slain lawmaker Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark released a statement that this tragedy must become a moment for us to come together. You hear that and you think, well, why is this so hard for some people to do? You're the guy that's running the nation. A tragedy has happened in one of your senators' governor states, and you can't call and say, gee, I'm really sorry this happened. I mean, that's just condolences.
Well, he's
that's just condolences.
He's
That's what
lacking
you do.
empathy. I mean, Trump is lacking empathy. He doesn't seem to have that gene that would feel sorry for somebody else's pain. Remember Clinton, I feel your pain. This guy never feels anybody's pain but his own. And so Mike Lee, I think, is just playing the Trump game and trying to please the boss. Remember, Trump made fun and jokes about Paul Pelosi when they hit the guy in the head and could have killed him. And he made a joke about it. You know, they just announced President Biden says that he had cancer, and he writes something about, I don't feel sorry for him, he's vicious. I mean, he's incapable of understanding somebody else's grief, the man, and you can't really, I don't want a president like that. I want a president who does feel the pain of the poor and the sick, frankly, but maybe that's just me.
I'm grateful for Senator Tina Smith that she went and approached him, and it doesn't surprise me he's not used to being confronted, because some of the most emboldened people sit behind keyboards and say the nastiest, craziest thing. And if anybody watching right now is having a debate over what the background of this person's political views are, you're the problem. Because when you hear of a tragedy like this, your number one knee-jerk reaction should be outrage and condemnation at the fact that this has gone out of bounds, and a family, 2 people have lost their lives. The guy also shot their dog.
Yes.
Out of a complete act of cruelty. So the back and forth of checking in on what kind of what they watch or who they vote for, you're the problem. This is a tragedy, and that's where I feed the base like something is wrong inside you.
Yeah.
And I want to point out, I appreciate Tina Smith confronting him, but her deputy chief of staff, because I worked on Capitol Hill, and you know the Democratic lawmakers, you know their staff, they're your colleagues, and there's actually a level of congeniality that usually exists in those relationships. And her deputy chief of staff wrote to Mike Lee's staff, why would you use the awesome power of the U.S. Senate office to compound people's grief? Is this how your team measures success? Using the office of a U.S. Senator to post not just one, but a series of jokes about an assassination. He goes on to say,